Starting this bulletin with the top developments in Israel, where the unprecedented 300,000 reservists have been called up amid the ongoing Israel-Hamas war. Israeli forces have already announced a total siege of the Gaza Strip in a sign that it may be planning a full-blown ground assault. So far, over 900 people have been confirmed dead in Israel. Over 700 deaths have been reported from Gaza. In the latest, the Israeli forces have reacted to threats from Hamas. The Israeli forces told Hamas that killing hostages will not make things better. Israeli authorities believe women and children are among up to 150 hostages held by Hamas in Gaza. Now, earlier the Hamas group issued a stern warning. The militant group that has taken over 100 hostages said it would start executing them one by one for every civilian house bombed by Israel without warning. Moments ago, the Israeli Air Force said it has airlifted hundreds of Israeli troops who were abroad across Europe to fight Hamas. The military said heavy transport planes flew to various countries in Europe to bring the off-duty soldiers back to Israel. Earlier, the Israeli army said about 1,500 bodies of Hamas militants have been found inside Israel around the Gaza Strip. Now, that number, let me give you some perspective here, given that the existing death toll shared by both parties combined was a little over 1,600 so far. The statement also added that Israeli forces have more or less restored control over the Gaza border. Moments ago, a dashcam footage emerged capturing the moments of horror as people fled from the site of a music festival in Israel where Hamas militants killed over 270 people. The militants can be seen shooting at cars of people fleeing the spot. The developments come as U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken discussed U.S. support for Israel. In a call with Israeli Foreign Minister Eli Cohen, Blinken emphasized on efforts to secure the immediate release of all hostages. On ground zero, Israel continued with its heavy bombardment of Hamas hideouts in Gaza, with Palestinians fleeing their homes. In total, Israel says over 1,200 locations have been hit in strikes that have continued for over 3 days. Now, the Palestinian Health Ministry in Gaza has called for the opening of a safe corridor to ensure the entry of urgent medical aid into the territory's hospitals. The medical facilities in the Strip are overwhelmed with the dead and wounded. The United Nations Relief and Works Agency earlier highlighted the dire situation in Gaza, saying its emergency shelters in the Strip are at 90% capacity, with more than 137,000 people taking cover from Israeli strikes. The agency said 83 UNRWA schools have been turned into shelters. On the 7th of October, Hamas bombarded Israel with thousands of rockets in an unprecedented attack, triggering a fresh conflict in the region. The Hamas fighters also infiltrated the Israeli territory from land, sea and air, going on a rampage, killing civilians, taking up to 150 hostages. Israel launched retaliatory airstrikes across Gaza, declaring a war against the Hamas group. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.